It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
Shh, listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast special edition. Now your host, voted your number one IJs of the year by the members of the United States Polka Association for 2023 and 2024. Here's your host of Polkas After Dark, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, it's all good, kids, because you guys are here with us.
And we're here with you.
On Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition, where we get a chance to talk to some very famous people. And today, of course, is no exception. We're going to be talking live with Mr. Mike Yevich from the Scranton, Pennsylvania area. And it's going to be a lot of fun because he has worked with a lot of great musicians, a lot of great bands throughout his career. He is currently performing with a group called the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, BCAS. He plays bass guitar with them, but we are going to start this broadcast off right, and we're going to start it out with a tune that he recorded with Freddie K and the band. Here's a tune off of the Remember When recording, and it's titled... Okay, well, that just went south because it had three different starts there. This is the one that I really wanted. That's it.
Remember when you went to your first dance? Remember when you heard a polka band? Remember when the people on the floor were yelling out, please play that song once more? Remember when you went to Polka Spring and heard the sounds, Lush and Eddie B? Remember when we partied until dawn with all our friends and you in my arms? Remember when you went to your first dance? Remember when you heard a polka band? Remember when the people on the floor were yelling out, please play that song once more? Remember when?
Freddie K getting things off and running on the Sunday afternoon edition. Hey, we want to say hello to Dale and Cheryl Voidilla. And let's see here, Jerry. I think if I'm not mistaken, they may have been celebrating their wedding anniversary, if I am not mistaken.
You are correct.
And let's see, your mic there you go.
Yeah,
little
just
bit
closer.
better.
I'm leaning back a little bit
Yeah,
today.
I know your back hurts. The back hurts. I hear you. Hey, so Dale and Cheryl, congratulations to you guys. We've got Dan Mihalik. He is here right now. Andrew Haverlick is on. We're going to say hello to Linda Chipchak Merwin, also to Marty, and of course, Dad Mike. He is here this afternoon in full force. We've got some bands coming up that Mr. Mike Yevich has performed with and also has recorded with. And here is one by the Brass Release. Here's one called Our Mary. Hello to Mr. Greg Anthony. Welcome.
Nasza Marysia rodna była, siło kołeczka obsichodziła. Od sensie i miota, do Marysia robota. Od sensie i miota, do Marysia robota. Pasa pasała, pokoła piła, sus na łeb się zna, jeden robiła. I chodzi, i płacze, gdzie jest moje siwe zapasie. I chodzi, i płacze, gdzie jest moje siwe zapasie. Hej, hej!
Oh, yeah, some great polka music right there. That's the Brass Release. And we're playing a whole bunch of recordings that Mr. Mike Yevich is on. And he's going to be talking a little bit about that today in about 20 minutes or so. We do want to say hello to some more people that have joined us. Valerie Soul, good evening to you, Valerie. And Jerry, how about some folks over in YouTube
I
land?
have a few watching with us, but today I can only say hello to Beverly Nibel so far. But I know I missed her yesterday, so I'm going to say it twice. Hi,
Okay.
Bev.
There
Thanks
you
for
go.
joining us. I didn't
Jeez.
really get to say hi to anybody in YouTube yesterday.
You know, and it was funny because Andrew Haverlick just commented too. He said, you know what? A great feed of the news yesterday. We want to, again, take this opportunity to thank Renda Huber Cribbins, to be the guest yesterday, the guest videoist, if you will. She played a very, very big part in our broadcast live from Arizona yesterday, the Pulaski Club. We do see that Dave Bonk is broadcasting today, and we're going to maybe see if we can't jump on board and steal a little bit of his feed today, as he is doing. Mr. Ed Rieski is here. Hello to you, Ed. What a great job you did last week on our interview, and we want to thank you ever so much for coming on and jumping on board here and sharing your life with us and your diamond art. Man, that is just, it's amazing stuff, and we can't thank you enough. Hey, we also want to make sure that we mention something about this. Here is a song. It is called The Boxer, and it is off of a Jolly Rich recording, the Jolly Rich and the Polka Stars. And here's one called The Boxer, and we're going to be talking with Mr. Mike Yevich about the background of this particular song. It was a Simon and Garfunkel song. He shared a little bit of it with me, and we're going to wait and let him tell the entire story. But here is one called The Boxer.
He cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. La 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 la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 la.
As Jerry and I are humming that song,
I didn't know that's what it was called.
We never knew the name of the song, but you know, it's really strange. That was a Simon and Garfunkel song, and like I said, we'll be talking with Mike Yevich, and he can fill us in a little bit of the background of that particular tune, because it has a very special, heartfelt meaning to not only him, but to a lot of people that are going to be aware of the gentleman that kind of jotted the notes down on the back of a music book for him to kind of, well, bring it to light, so to speak. Hey, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition. We're going to be here. This is where we get a chance to talk to somebody live and in person. And we are going to be talking live today with Mr. Mike Yevich. He is going to be joining us from Scranton, Pennsylvania, currently working with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, setting the world on fire, playing bass with them. And I think he also has played, let's see, trumpet. He's played accordion, not maybe with the All-Stars, but I know that's what he does play. Hey, let's do another Jolly Rich tune before we bring up another Freddie K and another brass release tune. But here's one called the Merry-Go-Round Polka. There's another tune by Jolly Rich and the Polka Stars, one called the Merry-Go-Round Polka. Let's bring up a song right now by the Golden Tones.
Don't say
That's a tune by the Golden Tones, and I was talking briefly with Mike this week, and I said, I remember seeing you perform with a band. I think it was on a TV show, and it was Billy Flynn's show. And he said, yeah, that was the Golden Tones. So can't wait to talk to him about a whole bunch of great stuff. Here's another Freddie K song. We're going to be getting Mr. Mike Yevich on the phone here in just a couple of minutes. Here's one called Darling, Oh My Darling.
Sweet and loving, love.
one called Feather in a Hat Polka. That's the brass release. And right now, Jerry and I are excited because as of this second, we are able to bring to you live from the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, Mr. Mike Yevich. Mike, can you hear me?
I can. Hello, Rob. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
And let's see here. Yeah, we got some more people tuning in. Stacy and Dave Morris are on. Also, Linda Curtis Mackle. You remember Linda Curtis, Tony Curtis's daughter from the Youngstown, Ohio area. I know you've been around a long time as well. And the whole Curtis family usually tunes in. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, either Chris is on a cruise or he just got off a cruise, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, Mike, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time to come on here and hang out with us on Polkas After Dark. I'm going to start out and ask the generic question that I always do, and that is, how old were you when you heard your first polka, Mike?
Oh, good question. When I first heard a polka, my father was a musician, and he was actually an accomplished accordion player, and he had a band right through my whole childhood, and really didn't pay a lot of attention to it, obviously, when you're preteen. But when I hit 7th grade is when you hit public school music in our area, and I was allowed to pick an instrument, and there's a story behind that too. But long story shorter, then I did end up playing in his band, and my older sister was a musician also, and she would write out the songs and write out a couple polkas, and that's actually when I learned. My father would sit there and rehearse us at the dinner table.
Oh, interesting.
We'd have to sit there and go over a few. And one of the interesting things was that he always had very innovative names for the songs, like Happy Louise Mountain Park. I think he used to call it the Boom Pow Polka because he didn't know the name. He just knew he'd heard the songs before.
Uh-huh.
And so it wasn't. Yeah, it was sort of a watered down version of polka.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, we want to say hello to Jason Flynn. He just poked his head in here, and also
hi,
looks
Jay.
like Sharon Golden. A lot of the people are out in Arizona catching the news. As a matter of fact, the news reunion, we were fortunate enough yesterday to bring that to a lot of people live from the Pulaski Club. And we want to, again, thank Brenda Cribbins for allowing us to borrow her for the entire hour. And then we grabbed a half hour shortly thereafter of their second set. Let me ask you this. You did mention Dad's band. What was the name of the band?
My father's band was called the Novel Airs.
Novel Airs, okay.
The Novel Airs.
And you got a chance to perform with them then too, correct?
Correct. I started playing. He started us out, playing maybe my sister and myself, maybe playing 4 songs with the band, and we would go. He used to play the Ukrainian club in downtown Scranton at 11 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning.
Oh,
and we'd go early,
wow.
and we'd go early and during the first set and play the few songs that we knew, and then we'd head home and they'd finish the night. But that was and that was the incentive that he would give you. He'd slip us a couple dollars and say, "You want to, make some more money, practice some more." And it was great incentive, and really propelled us to stick with the instruments a lot better.
A lot of us older musicians. I'm going to drop a name here, Dale Voidilla. He's tuned in. He's watching this afternoon, but. Dale and I go way back with Big Steven of Bel Airs, and I remember a lot of the jobs that we played from 10 at night till 2 in the morning. And boy, could you picture doing that now? I mean, first of all, nobody would be up.
I wouldn't.
Everybody, well, nor would I. And everybody gets to bed early, But I do remember those days. Holy cow! Let's see here. So, what instruments do you play besides trumpet and bass?
I have played accordion in a few bands before, but I would have to say I would have to classify my playing as remedial. And I do play 6-string guitar with with the German band Schnitzel that I perform with, and also when we do non-polka music with other bands. I know we always call it American or contemporary,
Sure.
whatever it is, the band logo for playing the non-polka stuff. But
Yeah, gotcha. And so, where did you learn how to play lead guitar? Are you self-taught on that? Did you read music, or?
I cannot read music. I know the chords and the progressions and could read chord structures, but I my leads for reading music is really limited to trumpet.
Interesting. And you can read music for trumpet because you just said that your sister wrote out a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah, I learned that through high school, and then even through college. I played in the college jazz band and concert band, and
Oh boy.
continued to read, and that helped to keep me sharper on it, and that pays for itself the dividends as if I do fill in with groups when they have stuff written out. It's much easier to keep up with.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Now, after Dad's band, where did you go?
Okay, when I hit college, there was a bunch of guys my own age called the Polka Sonics that had a band, and there was a cute story. I was in calculus class, and I'd taken it over the summer to try and ease the workload in the regular semester. And the gentleman sitting behind me, we had just struck up a conversation. What'd you do this weekend? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, play in a band. And I had played that weekend with my dad's band. And he said, oh, I did too. And so we started talking, and I don't think either of us were so anxious to admit, for 20-year-olds that, oh, yeah, we play in a polka band.
Ah.
And so we were talking for a while, and then eventually what happened was, a couple of weeks went by, and he said, did you play this weekend? And we always, yeah, I did too. Where'd you play? And I said, well, I played down at St. Peter and Paul's Church down in Duryea. And I looked at him and I said, so did I. And then I looked at him and I said, they only have polka bands at their picnics. You play in a polka band? He goes, you do too? I'm like, yep.
Priceless.
And it was funny, and it just so happens that they needed due to the illness of the trumpet player they had working with them, they needed somebody that winter. And he called me up, and I went to help fill in. And then by chance, Bill Flynn needed a polka band at his polka weekend at the Concord.
Oh.
And he used to have the Concord, and so we piled into the station wagons and drove up and played, and that was my first real taste of a polka weekend.
Yeah, Billy ran some amazing events. I remember playing with the Dynatones way back when for Billy, and what a great time that was for sure. Hey, you know what? Valerie Soul just mentioned. She says, I've seen Mike perform with the band Schnitzel at Oktoberfest in Binghamton, New York, at our German club.
Yes, always had a great time up there for it's just outside of Binghamton, and it's great. Please tell Val I said hello.
Gotcha.
And,
you just did.
There you go.
You just did. Hey, oh boy, there's so many things that run through my mind, and then I go, my mind is dispersed in so many different directions. I call it my ADD kicking in. But after the Polka Sonics, then who did you entertain with?
So then after the Polka Sonics, the accordion player went off to grad school, to dental school, and we were sort of wandering around but ready to head our own ways. And that's when at my uncle's wedding, it just so happens that my uncle ended up marrying Paul Pahala's aunt. So Paul was the accordion player for the brass release.
Oh.
And that was the fledgling start of the band of the brass release, and they actually only played it 4-piece. They didn't even have horn players for the wedding.
Oh.
They had cut the 45 and used fill-in horn players to do the 45, and they did Feather and Hat and Angie's, and it was very well done. And yes. We were just talking at the wedding, and they're like, hey, and I had played with the Polka Sonics. I had played for Paul's wedding. And so, I knew him and went and said hi, and we were talking, and he said, well, are you playing? Do you want to play? And I said, let's give it a shot, and ended up being, their startup, myself and Paul Camille being the startup horn players for the band.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see here. So then after the brass release, I'm showing on the list here the PA Polka Cats. Was that at that particular time, or was that after?
The Polka Cats were after the brass release. So then after the brass release, sort of, the Grand, we actually were, the second album was nominated for the first round of Grammys that they had for polkas.
Beautiful.
But shortly thereafter, the band sort of went in its own directions, and the guys went in different things. And I was local, and one of the local bands, the Pennsylvania Polka Cats, that's what Al Wanyo, I did a fill-in job with him on trumpet, and he's like, wow, you should play with us all the time. I'm like, well, you have a trumpet player. I said, but I really do want to learn accordion. And he's like, fine. And he honestly let me learn accordion on his time. It was pretty nice of him. And therewith, I met what's still to today one of my best friends, his son AJ. AJ Wanyo was the drummer, yeah.
And AJ once in a while tunes into Polkas After Dark too, either on a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on if I don't know, is he still playing by chance?
Yeah. Well, AJ is in Schnitzel. Okay. And AJ, we've done a lot of jobs. Both of us have played with George Tarasik over a few years, and AJ and I were both in the Golden Tones together.
Okay.
Which just stopped playing recently. So.
All right. Brass with Class, was that was before or after Golden Tones?
Okay, that was before. So the Brass with Class was right after the Pennsylvania Polka Cats. And the Brass with Class basically was the same guys as the brass release with a different drummer.
All right.
And it had taken the name, the actual Grammy name of the album. The album name was Brass with Class. And so those guys had taken it and restarted and used the Brass with Class name as the band name.
Gotcha.
And, after a little while, they're like, hey, come on back, play. Let's get the the Blues Brothers. We're getting the band back together. And so we went and recorded an album with them and played a little bit. But then it sort of, we sort of drifted a little bit. And the bass player, Henry, was a tremendous lead guitar player. And he was really into rock music. And he was very, very good. And so he wanted to branch out and play more rock on lead guitar rather than play bass. And so we were sort of floundering and knew that the end was near. But that's when, right about that time, late 90s, that's when I hooked up with Freddie K.
Ah, great. Yeah, I wanted to make mention about Freddie. You recorded not one, not two, not three, but 4 recordings with Freddie. Is that correct?
That is correct. I was with Fred for 10 years, from 1990 to 2000, which is a long time for, for a sideman. I do call myself a sideman, even though I was with Freddie. We were very close, and for the 10 years. But yeah, we did 10 years there, did 4 albums.
Wow. And of course, you got the opportunity and the pleasure of performing with his son, Freddie K. Jr.
I did. I was actually the only horn player in the band that Junior had played with.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
He was a very, very gifted gentleman as well, and I remember his passing, and boy, that was something else. But you had mentioned a song to me, and we actually played at the Boxer. And it was a Simon and Garfunkel tune. Tell us a little bit about the concept with Jolly Rich on how the Boxer came about.
Sure. Before his tragic car accident, Freddie Jr., for some reason, it was his idea. He thought that this would make a good polka, and he had jotted some notes on it. Scribbled it into the back of the horn book that we had that he was using, and they were there. And he mentioned it once or twice, but it wasn't really the sort of taking pop tunes and doing that to something that Freddie normally would do.
Yeah.
And so he was actually thinking, that maybe another band would do it, or and I really shouldn't speak to what he was thinking, but it definitely was his idea.
Sure.
And so then afterwards, when years later, I was playing with Jolly Rich and they were thinking about album material, I had to run it by Rich and said, hey, Junior had this concept, and I did work it out a little bit in my head. What do you think? And Jolly was a great guy. He didn't even blink, and he and Ricky Anton had known Junior too, and they just said, definitely, let's do it.
Priceless. Well, a great tune that was recorded off of the Starstruck recording that we just played a little while ago, as I had mentioned. How about let's delve a little more into what kind of music does Mike Yevich listen to when he's not listening to polkas? What do you listen to, Mike?
60s.
Oh, okay.
I like everything. I do a very diverse taste in music, and will flip through Sirius radio a lot. But my go-to relaxing stuff, I tend to like the later 50s, 60s stuff.
Gotcha. Like,
and
give me some bands or groups that you kind of like.
Pardon?
I said, give me some groups or some bands that you kind of lean towards.
Anything that if you played the 60s on 6 on Sirius radio, you just run through them. And there's some Sinatra and Elvis, but there's the Beatles stuff, there's Circle, there's the British Invasion stuff that's really, really good.
Yeah.
And just I find it very relaxing. And for a long time, and like the operative phrase that you said was, when I'm not listening to polkas, because when I listen to music, especially in the car, for years, I would listen to polkas, mostly to try and keep up on tunes and see what people were doing, and really enjoy and see what was out there. And so that when I hit periods when I'm not really playing a lot or traveling, and I need to just have some music on in the background to unwind, that's what I tend to throw on generally.
Gotcha. Hey, Andrew Haverlick, he's a gentleman that tunes us in all the time. He said the Golden Tones, was that the Golden Tones from McAdoo?
It was.
It was,
or
okay.
The Matchy brothers, Jerome and Richie. And then for probably the last 10 years, up until we stopped last year, we did our last job at Christmas time last year.
Okay.
It was Paul Pahala and Tyler Zawatsky and AJ Wanyo on drums. And then I played bass.
Now, it's funny that you're mentioning Tyler, because you guys are back in the saddle again together playing with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars.
Correct.
And, how long have you known Tyler?
I played his high school graduation party.
Oh, geez.
So he was friends with the McAdoo crew, with Jerome and Rich.
Okay.
And they had known him before then, and I might have met him somewhere along the line, but I remember really talking to him at his high school graduation party a lot. And then he had come around a few times, and Jerome was like, well, I'm thinking asking Tyler to come into the band, and I'm like, well, here we go. Let's see. And playing with Tyler, he actually, the Concertina All-Stars needed a bass player at a certain point, and he said, hey, take a ride up to me with me and do this job. You need somebody for this day. And like, okay. And I believe it was their Hard Times dance that year.
In Buffalo, yes.
Yeah, in Buffalo. I call it the Baloney dance, but the Hard Times dance. And played the gig and really liked the guys. They're great guys and got along well. And they're like, well, you want to do more stuff? And I'm like, yes, thank you. So had a good time since then.
We've got some great people on here now, too. Bobby Szymanski, he is actually going to be coming on in the next couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, he played, of course, with Jan Simon in the musical Airs. I'm sure you remember Bobby. And also
I played with Bobby. Bobby and I played with Jolly.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Well, that'll be something he and I can chat about then too for a little bit. Hey, also, and there's a kid on here that is an amazing drummer. And I have only known this guy a short time, and I met him Dingus Day weekend at Val's Dingus Day, and that, of course, is Mr. Matt Adamski. Matt is tuned in as well.
Oh, excellent, Matt. I have some pictures. We were looking when we played with Jolly. We played with Jolly at Polka Motion it was Polka Motion by the Ocean for Freddie Belinsky.
Yeah.
And we were down there, and little Matt and Matt standing in front of the stage there with this little accordion. He had to be like 3 or 4 years old at the time, I think. But his Jerry and Michelle, his parents, met when I was in the band, when I was with Jolly.
Interesting. And that is his grandfather, right? Jolly Rich.
Jolly is his grandfather, correct.
Yeah. Wow.
His mom is Jolly's daughter.
Gotcha.
And I will say this, even though people will refute this. My wife and I try and take credit for putting them together. His parents. Because
oh, is that right?
we were at Springs and we're talking and for some reason, I don't know how it happened that Michelle said, who's the nice guys around here? Who's nice and who isn't, and blah, blah, blah. And she said, what about Jerry Adamski? And I'm like, well, from what I know him, he's a really nice guy. And I said, hey, Jerry, come here. Now, that's the way I remembered. I don't know if it's true, but that's
sure.
As time goes on, we tend to embellish stories.
That is priceless. Hey, Stacy and Dave Morris are tuned in, and they alluded to the fact that Mike filled in with Blue Magic and did an awesome job. Where did you play with Blue Magic at, Mike?
Well, that was kind of them. We played actually in Buffalo at Potts.
That's right.
And then the second day of the weekend, we played in Amsterdam, New York.
Gotcha.
And that was a real treat. And these guys are all incredibly talented. And
oh yeah.
I finally got to little bucket list of play gigs with Frankie Lishka. He's such an awesome horn player. So
yeah. And Bobby just commented, he said he loved playing with Mike. He says, great musician and even better human being. There you go, Bobby Szymanski.
Well, that's overly kind. I'll take it, though.
There you go. Hey, so I know you do some singing in the band or bands. Do you sing anything in Polish, Mike?
I do. I've had to learn phonetically. I am not fluent in Polish and actually understand little.
Yep, same here.
And had to, over the years, really try and pay attention and refine it. At the very beginning, in our area, the bands polka bands that sang Polish, it wasn't high Polish and probably wasn't even good Polish. A lot of the bands in Northeast PA didn't have that solid Polish neighborhood that you have up in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Where there's still a lot of people holding it. The polka community was a little bit more separated from the authentic Polish culture. And so you learn just by, listening to somebody who listened to somebody who listened to somebody who listened to somebody. And it gets pretty watered down at the time. So by the time I got to Freddie, he and Paul Petruha had pulled me aside. I'm like, I want to sing this song. And there was a few that I did sing. And some of the album stuff, they're like, we heard you sing that on an album. That's not really that good at Polish. And, and that's being polite. They didn't quite say it like that, but that was the gist of it.
Paul Petruha is one of my favorites. And I still try to keep in touch with him around the holidays, and his mom. Just some great folks. That is for sure. And Paul goes a little bit south with his humor too, and I think that's what I love about him. And Paul actually came on for an interview when we were doing, back during COVID, between 2020 and 2021. He had come on and did an interview with us. And again, what an amazing individual he is. Tell me, go ahead.
So imagine this, at my first few years with Freddie, when I used to go out to Jersey, I would either stay at people's houses or hang out. And I was always hanging out with Paul and Joe Juba.
Oh, Joe Juba, another
And
one.
two just tremendously funny, very funny and talented guys.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just 1,000 stories, none of them which would be appropriate for the show, but
No, I
great
know.
stories nonetheless, you know.
Tell us what it was like to play with Juba on stage.
Joe was just a great guy. He was an excellent bass player, but he was the kind of guy that, and I think I've always said this. I don't know a lot of people who didn't like him. He was just a likable guy. He was very pleasant. He liked getting out and playing, and he was really, really good dude to spend time with.
Yeah, I met him when he played with the Beat, with Donnie Tomko, and talk about a hell of a rhythm section, boy. Those guys, every time they played with Costa, they set the stage on fire. And,
sure. Yes, definitely.
Just like you said, a great guy, great personality. Again, taken from us way too soon, and you have to just shake your head and ask why. But I guess you really don't have answers for those kinds of things, unfortunately.
Yeah, those answers are above our pay grade.
Yeah, you got that right.
Part of the condition of being human.
Okay,
so.
I think I know the answer to this next question, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Push or honky?
I'm a push guy.
Okay, yeah. I have to say that I love honky, the traditional honky, like Wally, Trolltones, Stashkalanka, Stashbalanda, and those guys. I mean, that was a lot of fun. And, of course, Stephanie. I had the opportunity to play with Stephanie, and I think you did, too. Did you not, over the years?
No, I actually did not. Not
I thought
Stephanie.
you did.
No, I had done a job or two with Jersey Polka. Richie and some other people. Actually, last year I filled in with Polka Confetti.
Oh,
talk about honky, very honky.
Keith Strauss,
and yeah, Keith, another funny guy.
Oh.
But myself, I love honky. I just it's something that I love in doses. And so this brings up an interesting thing, is that the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, right now they call their style honky fusion.
Yes.
Which for me that's right up my alley, because it's got a little bit of both, and they certainly have enough talent in the band to pull it off.
Yeah.
And so finding that mix between when you do honky, you do it well. And then you can switch, boom, on the spot and just push the living daylights out of it. And
hear. And we also have a gentleman that just jumped in and put a real nice comment in. He said, "Bring back the mullet, Yev." And that, of course, is Greg Schwodak. Yep, it is. You got that right. And he says, "Bring back the mullet." I don't remember you wearing a mullet.
I had a very luxurious mullet somewhere in the, I'm going to guess, late 80s. I think that was. Maybe, late 80s. Might have been early 90s. But they were sort of in back then, I'm just going to say.
Oh, yeah.
And,
there were a lot of guys that had them. Jimmy Novichesky had it, and for a long time, he had played with a mullet. And gosh, that was in the 2000s. So, but that again was kind of like his signature, so to speak.
Wouldn't say it was my signature, and I'm not going to say it was my best look either, but I did like it. So
hey, Mike,
and when I first met my wife, she was not adverse to it, so that was good.
Hey, I am going to tell you this: we are approaching the 6:00 p.m. hour Eastern Standard Time. Is there a way that I can persuade you to stick around for another maybe 10 or 15 minutes? Because I got a lot more questions for you.
That would be my pleasure.
Excellent. Favorite band that you have never performed with or played in, but always wanted to, past or present? Who would that be?
Lenny Gomulka, Chicago Push.
You never worked with Lenny, huh?
No, not with their. I worked with Lenny, actually playing a job with Freddie, and some little stuff here and there, maybe a song or two fill in, but not with his group.
Gotcha.
And just, I mean, such an unbelievable talent. So.
Oh, yeah. everybody that we talk to, whether they play trumpet or clarinet, they always have great things to say about Lenny. And a lot of us, including myself, got a lot of stuff and a lot of technique and a lot of licks from Lenny's playing. Always wanted to play clarinet, never did. Never did a woodwind instrument, but just an amazing horn talent. And people have heard me ask this or mention this on the broadcast before. Watching Lenny play, he never plays the same song twice the same way, and especially clarinet polka. You can watch this guy perform on stage, and I don't know what it is or where it comes from. It's definitely a true gift from God. But how this guy does it, I have no idea. He is truly amazing. And Lenny is going to come on for an interview probably sometime next year. He just had a major birthday. I believe he turned 75 this year. And, he's still kicking with the band. Just an amazing talent. And, again, what can you say? What can't you say? Do you have a most memorable gig that you played, Mike? And it could have been maybe the highly attended event, or maybe it was just a small crowd, but the band was really sounding awesome. Do you have a most memorable gig you can share, or maybe a couple?
Ooh, off the top of my head, I would really have to reach back to the ones where, because there have been so many where, and there could be little small gigs where you're just, and again, there's hardly anybody there, but you're clicking. You have all the equipment set up correctly, the stage sound is right where you need it, and everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
I did have, I'm trying to think, the biggest gig I ever had, I actually played the Pennsylvania polka for about 100,000 people.
Wow. And where was that at?
This was at the Pocono Raceway before the Pocono 500. I was helping out a band called the Polka Jets, and they had contracted the job just to stroll for about an hour and then to play the Pennsylvania polka for the governor, the Pennsylvania governor, Tom Ridge at the time, was there. And so we went to the tower. And I was actually standing right next to Billy Ray Cyrus, who sang the national anthem that day. Oh. And up to that point, not a lot of the stuff we had played really came out all that great. And so I was wondering, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. And the grandstand is full and all around the whole track. And then they announced it, they're going to play it, and the one accordion player, the brothers Jude, turned around and went bum ba-dum ba-dum and hit it, and I'm like, okay, here we go, and we nailed it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The only thing I think we did right all day, but it nailed it. So that was funny.
That is great. Living here in New York State, our governor was sending out some checks. Jerry had received hers in the amount of $200. It's not anything that's private. Everybody knows about it. And I got my check, only there were a couple of zeros missing, I told her. So I'm going to probably have to call Kathy Hochul and discuss that with her at some point. But because I got the same as 200, but I could have swore there should have been some more zeros added to mine. For some reason, I don't know what that reason was. Hey, so the largest crowd then was there. How about, who did you idolize growing up, Mike?
The biggies. I loved Eddie B and Lenny, and used to just love to listen to their bands. And they're the people that I could hear just sing for 4 hours and wouldn't get bored or sick of it. Yeah. And everything, go to a dance, the music would just enthrall me the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was a fan of the Dynatones too, of the especially the years you were there. So I really had a lot
of fun with the Dynatones, with both genres of the Dynatones, with Scrubby and Nige and Al. Just some great times. Mike Yvonne, Sonny Wonderlick, again, a very gifted horn player, definitely underrated. But boy, did he wail on horn, him and Ivan during that era. And then, of course, the later part with Zalasko and, John Fomenko and all the guys that performed. And, of course, one of my favorites is Jimmy Johnson, God rest his soul, because what a phenomenal bass player that guy was.
Also a very funny guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Had a good sense of humor. I actually did with Jimmy Marion Lush's last job.
Oh,
was with the Buffalo guys because it was Jimmy, Mike Nowakoski, Hank
Marzahowski.
Yep, Marzahowski on drums.
Yeah.
And actually Richie Tokarch played the other horn.
Yes.
It was in the Catskills.
Oh, wow.
And they were stuck for somebody, and I got to do that gig. And so that I was after that, every time I saw Jimmy, I had a little connection there. And
yeah,
certainly one of the guys I like to pattern my bass playing around. He and Vinny Horoshak.
Yeah, and Vinny. That's right. You played with Vinny too.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about playing with Vinny, because he was a card as well as an amazing bassist.
He again, his sense of humor was amazing, and the one thing about Vinny is Vinny would say anything to anybody. He didn't hold back on his comments, and they were always very, very funny.
He had no filter.
No, that's the polite way. I should have thought of that way.
Yeah, he really had no filter. That's for sure.
But he's another guy, and a lot of the great people we've been talking about here.
Yeah.
They have this one thing in common, is that they play from deep inside, from the heart, from the sense. And they and Vinny was one. When he got cranked up, he would he'd slouch down a little, he'd sort of almost like a squat, and he would just start letting loose, and he would just play.
Yeah.
And some beautiful things came out of his fingers.
And you played with Stanky, right? A little while.
Yeah, I've done many jobs with both Joe and John.
Joe and John Stanky.
Yeah, and with John, that was one of probably my second best, biggest job, is we played for about 5,000 people at this major realtor convention in Chicago.
Oh.
And what had happened was one of the major IGA guys in this area would hire John Stanky to play at his store openings. And, and John would call me up because it would be during the week, and he'd go, "Mike, I got a gig, Tuesday, 1:00, peanut butter aisle. Can you make it?"
Really?
And I'm like, "Sure." When I wasn't, before I had a steady job, picking up gigs was essential to help pay the bills. And so I'm like, "Great, thanks, John, appreciate it."
Oh, nice.
And then when the guy won the IGA, Stanley Zuba, he had a whole chain in our area called Mr. Z's Supermarkets.
Okay.
And he told John, he said, "Stank, you're my good luck charm. Well, every store you played for has been doing great. So I get to pick the entertainment. We're taking you out." And so we got out there at this big convention, and won't bore you with the great details, but the afternoon at McCormick Place, we played for maybe 5,000 people for about an hour. And also there, it was like a 60s reunion thing. Freddie Boom Boom Cannon, the Shirelles, they were doing it, and I'm walking around with my entertainer badge behind stage going, "Yeah, hey, how you doing?"
Oh, that's priceless. It really is. Did you ever dream, Mike, in your wildest dreams, that your career would have brought you or led you to this point where you're at today?
Could never have seen it coming.
Yeah. It's totally amazing.
It's just, matter of fact, I was just saying that to AJ just a few weeks ago. I'm like, it's like, can you believe we're here doing this? And then one of the other guys from the original Polka Sonics that I started playing with in 1980, Bill Erdman, plays keyboard, and I also play in bands still with Bill, with Schnitzel and some other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I said, can you believe we've been doing this for about 45 years now?
Wow.
And how are we still here doing this? Like, how did we get here?
You guys, most recent with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, did an amazing cruise with Jimmy Sturr Molly B, and a whole host of bands. Tell us a little bit about what that cruise was like, because we even had the pleasure, an extreme pleasure, of interviewing Jimmy Sturr. And, again, just such a charismatic kind of guy. He has been around forever. The music has been around forever, the Grammys. But tell us what it was like to play on that cruise.
I don't know if I have enough superlatives for you on this. The cruise was a massive highlight. We had a wonderful time, and I'm not even talking about on the performance end. It was my wife's first introduction to all of the significant others, to everybody in BCAS.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so here it is, it's like, still introducing people and we're still getting to know each other, but everything just personally really gelled on the cruise. We had a fantastic time. We had so much fun. The cruise was incredibly well run. Princess did a great job. Jimmy Sturr takes care of everything. Molly and Ted took care of everything music-wise, making sure you had the equipment and stuff you needed. Really wasn't, it was the dream. It's like, just show up and play.
Wow.
And by the way, we're going to take you to, 4 ports of call and around the beautiful weather of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And you only play when you're on the ship.
Right.
And it's like you're going to have a captive audience because they're on the boat. So
nice.
It was very good.
Talking with Schwoidok a while ago, he said that he was trying to put together another cruise that would be, encompassing Buffalo, Cheektowaga, Niagara Falls, and Sloan. I don't know if that...
They do have the one now from, what is it, Cleveland to Buffalo?
Buffalo?
On Lake Erie. So I think that one might be doable.
He'd probably do that, for sure. No, I'm busting his chops because he's still in here. I know that. Hey, let me ask you, what do you do for a day job without divulging the company that you work for? You're still working, right? You haven't retired yet?
I've cut back a little bit. I've retired out of the laboratory. I'm an environmental chemist, analytical chemist, and for about the last 20 years, I'm going to say, I was been doing environmental. Before that, I was doing research and development at a fluoropolymer plant.
Oh.
But now as we get older, and I'm thinking the one thing I don't want to do is work right up to the day that I just dropped.
Yeah.
That's not the goal. If that happens to me, I think I failed. So as I get older and the health issues become a concern, I'm like, I got to sort of phase myself out and try and get into the retirement mode and spend more time with the wife and the family and that stuff. So right now I'm just doing some consulting 3 days a week and drive around to clients and take water samples. We mostly do water analysis. Take water samples, show them how to do it, tell them the things that impact what their water supply is, and how to avoid problems with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
Gotcha. Hey, how about, do you have a most embarrassing moment, whether it was on stage or off stage?
Few, but let me see, the top 2 I definitely can't, we're not going to get, we can't get into on the show.
Okay. We don't have the bleep button.
There have been some interesting ones, but nothing that
that you'd like to divulge.
Make the top few that we can't talk about. So.
Okay.
And I mean that in a polite way. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of filter sometimes either. My wife warned me before I picked up the phone. She said, "Don't get tangential like you usually do. Don't get crazy and start talking. Oh, look, squirrel, and then talk about something else." and she said, "And don't say stuff you shouldn't say."
Understandable.
I'm like, okay, Chris, thank you.
Good job, Chris.
All the time, and he never listens.
Good. I usually don't, but I do realize that she's right on this one, so I have to listen.
Wow. Hey,
if Schwoidi is there, I do need to say this. He's done such a great job of getting the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars out there to play some great gigs the last few
Yes.
years, and really allow us to get there and share the music in the way we're gelling as a band and coming together. And I give him all the credit for that. He's done a great job.
Yeah, he
as
sure
as
has.
do all the guys. The guys are great. But
He sure has. Well, with you saying putting it together. I have two more questions, and if you've ever listened to any of the interviews, you know what those two final questions are. The very first one is your favorite breakdown story. Do you have one at all? I mean, you've traveled a lot.
yes, my favorite breakdown story was we were coming back with the brass release from the Elks Club in Horseheads, New York.
Oh, okay. I know where that's
And
at.
and during the time we were playing, we hit a raging snowstorm hit while we were performing.
Oh.
And so by the time we were coming out, we were packing the van, and we were trying to decide who was in the best shape to drive, because we had to come back. And I took the wheel, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, let's go, we'll drive. And apparently the road we were on had some very significant drainage ditches
Ooh.
on the sides that had gotten obscured by the snowstorm.
Oh, okay.
And so I had wandered just a little bit off the brim of the road because it was covered with snow, so it was tough to tell the actual track of the road. And one of the tires caught that drainage ditch, and the blue van with the white turtle shell it was almost like the old Artie Johnson Laughing, where we had the tricycle and it just would fall over. He'd ride it and fall over, and that's sort of what the van did. Boom.
Oh.
And I'm standing there sitting there in the driver's seat, looking out the driver's window, looking up at the stars, going. And I was like, and that was, but hang on, I bet you I could back it out. And obviously we couldn't start it because the thing was sideways.
Oh, jeez.
And all the guys were like, what the heck did you do? Yeah. And no one was hurt. It was not a problem or anything, but we're stranded there sideways.
Yeah.
And just out of extreme fortune, there was a Jeep came by with a couple ladies in it in a Jeep, but they had a towing hitch on their Jeep, and they stopped and helped us out.
Oh.
So we did get out of there, and I don't think I said a word for the rest of the 2.5 hour ride home.
Oh, boy. Well, totally understandable. And finally, my final question to you is, what would Mike Yevich say to somebody who wants to get involved in music, whether they want to be a musician, a frontman, a sideman, maybe just kind of go up and sing? What advice would you give to that person, Mike?
Oh, well, I'm going to break that down into a couple of the different things that you mentioned. If you were going to play as a band, I would say as my father did. My father told us when he said, music is a great part-time job. It's a lot of fun. It's fantastic. It's a horrible full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
And he was actually, my older sister is a conductress at the University of Scranton and has a music degree.
Oh.
And she studied, and he would always tell her, oh, tough to make a living on it. And so it is a little difficult. And then Cheryl, my sister, always had on her email had a suffix that said, music is a horrible mistress, that, it's like it could be great and then horrible at the same time. And she used to close with that quote on her email for a while. So I would say be cautious of trying to say that if you're going to do it, and my nephew did, he's a jazz musician in New York. Ooh. It's just hard. But it is singularly the best part-time avocation and hobby that you could ever have. Yeah. And for anybody who wants to play or sing, first of all, if you don't, pick something up and do it. Anybody, I have never met in all the years I've been around somebody who goes, yeah, I used to play piano 30 years ago, but I quit, and I'm really glad I did. No one says that. Everybody goes, I wish I stuck with it. I wish I did this. I wish I did this.
Yeah.
And It's fantastic, and anybody who just do it. Don't worry about what other people think.
Yeah.
If you want to sing, you want to play, just do it. And make yourself happy with it, because there is a certain thing about music that brings some innate joy to the if not to the listener, then at least to the person singing.
Sure.
And I will close with along those lines with this story. It was with Freddie K. And we were playing Troy, New York. And there was a gentleman at the job, impeccably dressed, older guy, had a watch that was worth more than my car. Wonderfully had a wife or girlfriend that was half his age and was turned everybody's head. And he was and we were sitting there, and I was having a drink, and he came over, and we were talking and having a drink, and he looked at me, and he said, "I would give anything to do what you do."
Wow.
And I said, "Looks like you sort of have it made." He said, "I'm a surgeon." He said, "It's great and stuff like that, and I have all these good things, but look at all the joy you brought to these people tonight."
Wow.
I'm just looking at him like,
huge
wow.
impact.
And never forget that moment, because it didn't make sense at the time, but as that story aged, I always realized, holy crow, what we do is not insignificant.
That's right.
We're in charge of people's feelings and emotions for a few hours every Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is.
That
and
is correct.
It's a privilege and an obligation at the same time.
Wow, what a story. I'd never heard anything like that before. That is truly, truly amazing. Wow. Hey, Mike, it is about 20 after 6. I apologize for taking you away from Chris for this long. Please apologize to her, but again,
she'll probably send you money to do it, so, to get me this long. Don't worry.
Could you interview him next weekend too?
Yes, if you get that email, just ignore it, please.
Maybe she wants to go shopping with Jerry or somebody. Good gosh. Hey, but again, thank you ever so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, buddy. Time is important. Life is important. And we can't thank you enough. You got a very special place in my heart. You hear me say that a lot with a lot of people, but you do. You and I go way back as well. And I just want to say I love you, buddy, and thank you so much for coming on here and spending some time with us with Polkas After Dark.
Love you right back, and thank you both for what you do for Polkas.
Hey,
it's much appreciated.
We have a blast, and if it starts to become a job, we're not going to do it anymore. So, hopefully we're going to be around for a little while yet. Hey, we've got some more polka music coming everybody's way. Here's a tune by the Brass Release called Teresa's Wedding Polka. And Mike, once again, thanks so much for joining us, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone out there. Have a great day.
Have a great week, bud. Thanks.
Bye.
Yep, Mr. Mike Yevich. Boy, what a great interview. They're all great interviews right here on Polkas After Dark, and we thank you guys ever so much for tuning us in, as you always do here on the broadcasts. Hey, yeah, some great polka music, some great polka people right here in our chat rooms, as well as getting a chance to talk live with Mr. Mike Yevich. Hey, folks, we wanted to send our condolences out to Mr. Marty Merwin. He just posted something. We do keep track on a lot of stuff with Facebook as well as our broadcast, but we want to extend our sincere condolences. Marty lost his mom. Let's see here, Friday night. She finally got her wings, and after 49 years, she is now with Dad. God bless you, Marty, and God bless Mom, and just know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. It's always difficult to lose a mom, lose a dad, and just very, very, very difficult. So again, we want to make sure that you know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. God bless you. You'll be in our prayers this evening as well. Let's see here. Who else is here? Oh, Valerie Soul says, thank you for a great interview. Well, thank you, Valerie, for joining us. We know that you tune us in every once in a while when you can. Also, Kim Rozak is here. Hello to you, Kimberly. Dan Novak is here. Hello to you, Danny, brother Dan, down in New Mexico. Also, we have Christine and Amanda Halchuk. Let's see here. Who else? Ed Rajewski, of course, is still here. And we want to say hello to Dawn Zastavna Ramanzo. She is tuned in. And hello to you, Dawn. Here's a song by Mr. Jolly Rich and the Polka Stars. Here's one called Mary and Her Gołąbki.
Ani wiatrował, tylko ciebie moja maraz będę całował. Jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. Oh, Maryś, you are for me. Jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. Oh, Maryś, you are for me. Będziesz jak niebie, jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. Oh, Maryś, you are for me. Jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. Oh, Maryś, you are for me. Maryś jemu opowiada, nie wiem jak się nie, bo mamusia i tatusia nie podziękuje. Jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. You are for me. Jak przed ciebie Marysię, your gołąbki. Oh, Maryś, you are for me.
Hey, some great polka music coming your way. That, of course, Mary and Her Gołąbki. We have checked to see, but it doesn't look like Bonk is doing any kind of live streaming with the news currently right now, so we apologize for that. We were going to take you live over to there, but at this particular time, we are not able to do so. We do want to remind you that we are going to be talking live next weekend. Let's take a look-see here. It is Mr. John Biawe. John Biawe from Canada joins us next week, Sunday. And let's see here. That is on the 23rd. Gosh, 23rd already. Hey, just a reminder, we are not going to be here next week, Saturday, because we are going to be out celebrating with Barb Bukowski and the gang over at Potts Banquet Hall. She has the big, well, it's already put out there. She turns the big 7-0. Can't believe that already. Holy smokes. But we are going to be attending that. I think Mr. Rajewski had mentioned that he is going to be there as well. Probably Mr. Schwoidok. Don't know that for certain. Let's see here then. On the 30th, Mr. Bobby Szymanski joins us here on Polkas After Dark. Bobby. On December the 7th, we have Tommy Belanda. He's going to be joining us. And on, let's see here, it looks like December the 14th, we had to reschedule this gentleman because I had a real nasty cough and a cold and the sinus infection. But Mr. Ed Gutza is going to join us on December the 14th. And then we also have some great polka folks that are going to be joining us in the not too distant future. And we will be letting you know all about that coming up. As a matter of fact, let's see here. On February, it's February, it looks like, the 1st, a Sunday, we're going to be entertained by Mr. Ed Kolensnik and friends. Well, it's just Ed that's going to be joining us here on Polkas After Dark, but we've got some great folks that are going to be here, and we want to make sure that we let you know about that for upcoming events. And we're going to do, let's see, how about we switch it over and get a nice obetic. Here's one called the Left-Handed Obetic. Oh, yeah, a little bit of the Left-Handed Obetic. Here's another one by Freddie K., one called Polka with Me.
polka with you.
Yeah, there you go. Freddie K123, won't you polka with me? Hey, we've got just enough time for a few more songs. Jerry, I can't believe it is already 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We want to say hello to Kathy Koblish once again. Also to Helena Garbach. She's here. Thank you so much for popping in like you always do, young lady. We've got, hey, how about
We're going to say hi to Xander.
Oh, Xander is here?
He is, and so is Jeff Loon and Beverly Nibel. There's a bunch of others that just aren't talking today.
No, totally understandable.
Mm-hmm. Very quiet.
Yes. As your microphone was.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I keep pushing it away.
Yeah. But you can't do that. Hey, Xander, what do you think of the game today? Wasn't that something else?
He said we got the win, and I sent back, I wasn't sure we were going to win. It got a little dicey for a minute. And then he said that Josh Allen kind of stinks this year.
Well, I think what it is he's got a lot on his mind. He's trying to do a whole bunch of stuff at one time. But, we're still keeping our fingers crossed that we can at least do something.
Always the wild card.
Yeah, always do something this year. That's for sure. Let's see. Who else do we have here? I will have to rewatch the interview, Jeff Loon said. So he is going to be catching that at some point. It's quiet because I just got here.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was very quiet in the chat room today.
Funny stuff. Hey, folks, we've got just a few more tunes that we are going to be playing for everybody this evening. Here is one called, let's bring this up right now. Here's one called Polka Joy Polka.
Let's polka, you and I, you're mine, and I'm your guy. How can you sit around with this great polka sound? You should see Dad and Mom waving, saying, come on, this polka is for you. Be happy, don't be blue. Play us this song once more, we'll dance across the floor. This is a lot of fun, let's polka everyone.
Hey, there you go. Another Freddie K tune. How about we bring up another Jolly Rich song? And here's one called Broken Hearted Waltz.
Broken hearted, sad and blue, missing no one else but you. Thinking of you night and day. Come back to me is what I pray. On the day that we first met, it was a dream divine. Was a dream divine. I held you close in my arms and vowed that I would make you mine. I held you close in my arms and vowed that I would make you mine. Broken hearted, sad and blue, missing no one else but you. Thinking of you night and day. Come back to me is what I pray. You promised me you'd be true and never let me go. I never let me go. And now you've left me broken hearted, darling, how I love you so. And now you've left me broken hearted, darling, how I love you so.
Hey, gonna send a song out to Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk.
Just
Another tune by the Brass Release. Hey, folks, we are going to call it an evening. It is 6:46 on the East Coast, and let's see, 4:46 on the Arizona time schedule there. Hey, as always, Jerry and I always say at this point in time, we thank you guys ever so much for putting us on. If you've been listening in your car,
Thanks for the ride.
you're tuned to Polkas After Dark. We do appreciate it. We will not see you next week, Saturday. Please make sure that you note that. No polka broadcast for Polkas After Dark November the 22nd, but we will be here on the 23rd. And that, of course, is Mr. John Biawe. He joins us live from Canada. And again, we thank you guys ever so much for hanging out with us on the weekends, as you guys always do. Have a great week. Dobranoc.